this is the second take of this.
Yes, very sadly.
And this is my cousin.
Hello, just call me Fluffy. I'm not a furry. Promise.
Okay, so this, what if Deku was a Tengu? Tengu is basically a supernatural being, not really good, not really evil. So,
But very mischief.
Yes. Okay. Izuku walks around in the snowy forest of the mountains and sees people ascending the mountain from the base and climbing higher and higher as they go. Izuku smirks and goes back to the forest. Izuku stalks the group who is ascending the mountain and has learned it is a class from the School of Heroes. Izuku is familiar with the school since one of his superiors went there to see how humanity has changed for the last few centuries. Izuku finds them interesting and makes small things happen, not to hurt the students, but to have fun and a little bit of mischief. He makes the sound of the trees falling with the accompaniment of the wind swaying in the trees to get a scare out of some of them. But in his mischief, he meets a weird hybrid mouse-bear, a small creature that was white. Odd. He has a talk with the hybrid, Izuku says. What do I owe the pleasure of meeting such an odd creature? The small mouse thing. You owe nothing. My name is Nezu, and I'm the principal of the students you have been scaring, Izuku says. I was not aware of your position. May I ask what was the reason for your unexpected visit? Nezu says, we are currently lost and we need shelter for the time being. So I was wondering if you would allow us to stay in your humble home. Izuku says, I will allow it, but you must tell me information about humanity, because some of our information has been outdated for the last couple centuries. The last couple years. May I ask how many students you'll be bringing into my humble home? Nezu says, I have about 43 students plus 4 teachers and myself. Izuku closes his eyes and says, I see. That is 48 humans total. I have enough room for that many. Nezu says, you called them humans. Does that mean you're not human yourself? Izuku smiles and says, you are right. I'm not human. But I'm not of a human species. But if you need to know, we shall conversate in a more private space when the humans are taken care of and are safe in shelter. Nezu says, you are very right. Shall I lead you to my group? Izuku says, you shall. Nezu then walks on the forest floor and leads Izuku to the group of Class 1A, Class 1B, Aizawa, Vlad King, Hawks, and Hisashi, or President Mike. Nezu says, everybody, I have found help. Aizawa says, why is there a kid here? Nezu says, Izuku says, I am older than all of you, so do respect my decision to allow you to stay in my home. Aizawa says, oh, I see. Lead the way then. Izuku says, of course. Oh, and don't leave the group. I can't assure your safety if you stray away from the group. They nod their heads and they follow Izuku. They follow him into the forest, then reaching some stairs that look like they lead into the darkness of the top of the mountain. And then they follow him up the mountain. But 2 hours later, they're getting tired, but Izuku doesn't seem to be even breaking a sweat. Bako yells, hey, we need... Izuku then appears right in front of him, like teleportation, in front of Bakugo, and puts his hand above his mouth, shushing him. If you all need a break, then we could have stopped. Izuku then takes his hand off his mouse and walks in front of the group and says, "Those who are fatigued, you may rest for the time being." After 40 minutes of waiting, they finally are ready to ascend the mountain. They finally reach the top of the mountain, where they are met with a gate that looks about 10,000 pounds. The teachers see this and say, "I don't think we can push that much." Izuku says, "I never asked you to open the door." Izuku then pushes the door, making it fly open and hitting the other side of the wall, and makes a pound on the walls. Izuku walks in and they see a large Japanese-style mansion. I think I have some pictures. There we go.
Nice.
But I would say it's a bit, bigger. So, just, times that, like the walls, too. Oops. I like that picture. Okay. Izuku walks in and they see a large Japanese-style mansion that looks to go on for miles. Izuku is greeted by Tengu and says, "Welcome back, my liege. May I ask why there are humans with you?" Izuku says, "We have made an arrangement, so they will be staying with us, and if they do make any trouble, just send them to me. We will be in the main hall. They will be in extra rooms." Izuku leads them into the main hall. Izuku signals to sit down and Nezu takes a seat next to him. Izuku says, "I don't think you know the deal we made, so allow us to inform you." Nezu says, "Students and teachers, I have made a negotiation with him. Also, may we know your name?" Izuku says, "You can call me Mamoru. My servants will lead you to your rooms for the time being, and me and Nezu will be talking." Nezu nods, and some Tengu comes out and leads the females and the males and the teachers to their rooms. Nezu says, "Well, let's get on about the deal, shall we?" Izuku says, "Of course, Nezu, Sir Nezu." Nezu says, "Well, what do you want to know?" Izuku says, "Well, I know about the powers you possess, but have not learned about your enemies and allies, since humanity has always had a tendency to provoke others of their own kind." Nezu says, "Well, you are right. Well, over the years, who have been pushed down, or about their powers, or are downright insane, try to kill others and we name them villains."
Poor Daddy.
My legs hurt, bruh.
Well, I do too, but I'm not complaining.
Excuse me? How dare you? I'm the one reading.
I'm just the one keeping quiet.
Eh. Okay.
Want some chapstick?
Yes, I do, please.
Here.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That came out of nowhere. Literally just boop, out of nowhere.
It was on my bed the whole time.
I didn't even notice it, bruh. Okay, let's continue. Nezu says, "Humans has always had the tendency to provoke others of their own kind." That was actually Izuku. Nezu says, "Well, you are right. Right. Well, over the years, people have been pushed down about their unique powers, or are downright insane, try to kill others, and we have named them villains, and people who have formed together to stop them, they are called heroes." Izuku examines this information and asks, "What types of powers you possess as humans?" Nezu says, "We have called them quirks, and we also have different types. Would you like for me to explain?" Izuku says, Yes, I would like that. Nezu says, the types are emitter, transformation, and mutation. Izuku nods, and Nezu continues to say, emitters are quirks that are activated like fire manipulation or acid. Transformation quirks are the same as, says, transformed into the user's body in any way. Lastly, manipulation quirks are permanent changes in the body that are, and as complicated as being mythical beings, or simple as having an extra arm or a foot. Izuku says, I see. Well, is there any information you want to know, Nezu? Nezu says, well, I have noticed that you've been calling my teachers and students humans. I may not be a human myself, but does that mean you are not? I know you said you weren't human, but what are you? Izuku says, well, yes, myself are not human, but a yokai. Nezu says, oh, so you're another being or supernatural being. Izuku says, yes. Izuku continues to say, well, I see we both have gotten the questions we have wanted, so you may go to your room. Lead him to his room. A Tengu that looks about 6 or 7, that looks about 12 says, okay, big brother. The child leads Nezu to a Japanese-style room that looks to complement the Japanese-style house. Nezu says, thank you. May I get your name? The Tengu child says, since Big Brother has let you stay, I guess that would be fine. My name is Aoi. Nezu says, it's nice to meet you, Aoi. Aoi then says, your clothes are in the closet on the 3rd drawer. Aoi leaves and goes to Izuku and says, big brother, I'm done. Aoi is 12 and Izuku is 19, and so is the other UA students. Izuku pats Aoi's head and says, good job. Big brother is proud of you. Now go rest. You know your body isn't in the greatest condition these days. Aoi says, right. Can Big Brother visit me soon? Izuku says, of course, Aoi. Izuku fluffs Aoi's hair and runs off into the hall. And then before he leaves, he says, Can I watch you train Big Brother tomorrow? Izuku says, of course, Aoi. Aoi then says, yay! He runs into the hall, running to his room. Izuku smiles and gets up from the seats and walks to the hall, to the grand room. He then goes into the bath to freshen up and walks on the person you ship him with. I'm letting you guys decide who he walks in on changing or taking a bath. Yeah.
Pervert.
No. Like, it could be a dude, it could be a girl, I guess. Well, let's say he went into, like, the unisex bathroom or something.
Or just if they find out what gender or non-gender person of character they want.
Or,
then
like,
sure.
they can, like, make an OC. I wouldn't mind that, too.
Sure, but then...
Like, I would rather have a genderless OC, though.
True.
Or boy or girl, I wouldn't mind.
Shinso. I'm kidding. I'm not your subscriber.
Well, this is the end. Just remember, just comment below what the person that you're going to ship Izuku with, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.